Hello, fellow calligraphers, calligraphy enthusiasts, and all the people who want to make the world a better place using calligraphy, handwriting, or any similar art. Today's topic is inspiration for artistic growth, or where do I get it? Or where everyone can get it, but I really would say that it's a very personal thing. So I would start with where I get the inspiration. And the one thing that always gives me inspiration for any of my work is music. And I was influenced by very many types of music, from any heavy metal, from trance, techno, for any Slavic folklore, or like sometimes pop, a little bit of hip hop, a little bit of rap. And all of these have an influence on what I do. Sometimes it's the tones, sometimes it's the lyrics, and they give me an idea on what to put on the canvas. Usually it starts with the words. Being a calligrapher, that makes sense in a way that the words are first. Mostly, if I work for myself, if I create something for an exhibition, let's say, then it is a poem, or at least a name of the canvas that will be there. If it's a poem, then, or at least a name of the canvas that will be written there, and this is how I start. I let my subconscious process the feelings behind it, the thoughts behind it, the whole thing that happens behind it, and then, and only then, I start writing what will be actually there. Once I have the text or the things that I want to put on the thought process, then I go for the colors and see, all right, what colors actually fit the thoughts? Or do I want to go out of bounds a little bit? That very much differs, like piece from piece, of course. But this is the first thing. It is music. I listen to music, and for the exhibition I want to do for probably next year, 2026, it will be all about the influence of music on my work. And if we take a look on the other side, how I work with my clients and how inspiration is gotten for their artworks. Because some people, if they ask me for some artworks, then usually they don't really know what to look for. How should it look? What should it do? And in that case, it's really not that difficult. I don't need my client to know what he or she wants, because we just sit down and we talk about it. What should it be in general? Where should it be? Should it be in your flat? Is it a gift for your friend for a wedding? Or is it motivational piece, let's say, for your office? Any of these are fine. All right, is it there? So then the question is, what do you like? What are the things that you enjoy? Is it music? All right, what type of music? Is it art? All right, is it poetry? Which of these things do you like? And then I just take notes. I let my subconscious process the whole thing, and then I create the text that will be written there. Be it a poem, a name, or just a couple of sentences. All of these can work. Then we agree with the client on if this is okay or not okay. Let's say if it's for a tattoo, then it really needs to be agreed upon first, because if it's not, then it will be on your body for many years and it really should fit. And once we have this, then the whole thing goes on the same way as it does with everything else. Meaning then I go for the colors, then I just proceed. So for me, absolutely music. Let me know what are your inspirational or motivational approaches toward any type of your art. Is it also music? If, then send me your best pieces that you enjoy the most. And if it's anything else, well, feel free to share it. I'm always open to discussing anything like this. Topic number 2, how traveling influences my work. If I travel to Mongolia, if I go there for work, to, let's say, work on my exhibition or to travel a little bit, then this influences my work a lot. Not because I would get that much inspiration on what to write, but it would give me an inspiration on how to do it. New approaches. If I talk to Tamir, the owner of the calligraphy center in Karachovič, then it always gives me ideas on how to do it better. Looking at him, how he works, just influences me, of course. So that's the number one thing. But if I travel anywhere else, then it's an experience with meeting new people. In general, strangers are people I haven't met yet. And Meeting new people anywhere around the globe is always a wonderful experience. When I went to Hawaii last year, I met, I don't know, 50, 100 new people, and all of them had a different story, different approach. They were not all artists, they were business people from different aspects of life, of course. But that was a wonderful experience by itself. Of course, that's the cliche, everybody has a unique story. I mean, it is true, of course, but not all of them would be inspirational to me, let's say. Unless I talk to them for a bit more, because then if you start asking the interesting questions like, so why do you do what you do? What do you love about what you do? And then you get into the emotional part of why people do what they do. And that's what inspires me a lot, because that brings the stories and then brings the connection with the people, and that helps me wonderfully. Topic number 3. The influence of all the masters on my art. One master that I know, that's Tamir, as I mentioned. That's a wonderful guy. We've met a few years back in Mongolia when I went for his calligraphy workshop. We somehow clicked. We clicked pretty much immediately because his approach to calligraphy was similar to mine. He's been doing calligraphy for about 25 years, so he's incredibly experienced, a wonderful calligrapher in general, but the approach, the dynamic of the script was very similar, so we clicked. And when he messaged me a bit 2 years later that he's opening a calligraphy center and he wants me to participate, I said absolutely yes. I couldn't really say no to anything like that. So that's one of the masters that influenced me in a way the most, I would say, and that's the best part. I get to meet the person, we get to talk about the approach, how to think about it, and since he's Mongolian, he gives me a wonderful insight into the Mongolian mind and how Mongolians perceive their scripts. Because my goal in general, of course, is to spread the word about Mongolian calligraphy, but I don't want to be disrespectful to the culture. Meaning, I need to understand the culture as much as possible for me to be respectful and still true to my approach to the art. So that's the number 1 master that I would have for calligraphy. The second one, I would say, is Pokraslampas, a wonderful Russian calligrapher, good as Cyrillic, but his dynamic approach, like a modern calligraphy, it was the first influence on me when I thought, okay, what I'm going to do with the scripts I know. He's like, all right, let's see. And I found him online and he did some epic pieces. So far, he has the official, maybe unofficial, biggest calligraphy in the world. My goal is to get the bigger one this year or next year. We'll see about that. But it was the first influence on me because he was bold. He was unafraid. Like, let's do this, let's do that, let's paint on people. And these were the first thoughts that I had about doing calligraphy in a slightly unorthodox way. So this would be the 2, and I will get to some more later on. But for now, this is Tamir Salman Badra, a wonderful Mongolian calligrapher, and Pokraslampas, another great calligraphy artist. So let me know what you think about the video in the comments. Like and subscribe, of course. And if you have any thoughts, just put them below the video. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.